Hello and welcome to a new video here on my channel here at commaik. My lawn robot doesn't want to drive anymore. The problem is that the control cable or the side boundary wire is damaged somewhere here on the lawn. That's why I'm going to show you in this video how I find the damaged spot and how I then repair the defective cable. If you want to see that, stay tuned. We're starting in just a moment. My Gardena Sileno lawn robot helps me mow the lawn. It mows this area down here and above the pool, all the way behind the blue house. When I don't have time to mow the lawn myself, the robot drives around and takes care of the lawn. The charging station is located below the pool, and all the way around the entire lawn area runs the side boundary wire. In the middle of the lawn, I have laid the guide wire that also goes all the way behind the blue house. But for some time now, the robot hasn't been driving the way I want it to. It just stops and doesn't move on. What's the reason? The reason is quite simple. The battery is full and the robot works, but the guide wire or the boundary wire is damaged. Something is wrong with the cables. I buried my cables about 10 centimeters deep in the ground. Now, unfortunately, I can't just check where exactly the cable is damaged, so I have to locate the cable break in another way. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you today. But before I start searching on the lawn, a quick tip on how to find out which boundary wire or guide wire is damaged is, so when searching for the faulty cable, I first start by figuring out whether it's a side boundary wire or if the guide wire is defective. I've already cleared the charging station and moved my robotic mower's garage aside. You can see that the green light on my Gardena charging station is on. That means that the circuit from the side boundary wires, which run all the way around the entire lawn area, is intact. Nevertheless, there is still a fault because the robot isn't running. I already know that it's the control wire, but if you want to find out which cable is actually damaged, there's a simple trick for that too. For this, I open the cover on the back of the charging station. Here you can see the cable connections of my charging station. Here I have the connection for the boundary wire on the right side, and here the connection for the boundary wire on the left side. The cables run in a loop around my lawn, so the cable starts here and ends here. The cable thus forms a loop. The third cable here in the middle is the control wire. It starts between the two other cables and runs straight through the middle of the lawn. That's where the robot ideally drives over it frequently. At the very edge of the lawn, this control wire is then connected to the side boundary wire. So I have a large loop between the two boundary wires on the left and right. With the control wire in the middle, I can also easily create two small loops from the large loop. To do this, I simply disconnect the connection from I carefully take the control wire from the right boundary wire. Then, with precision, I plug the control wire into the exact right side where the boundary wire was previously located. Now, I have successfully created a small, continuous loop that runs precisely along the very edge of my well-maintained lawn. However, at the specific intersection point with the control wire, the main wire no longer continues to run along the outer edge, but instead it now gracefully goes through the middle, passing directly over the control wire. If I were to now thoroughly check this setup, whether there is an error, you can see very clearly that the indicator is blinking blue. In this case, I know that the error must be in the small left loop. However, to be absolutely certain and to ensure everything was correctly positioned and functioning as intended, I meticulously checked the right side of the system once again. For this crucial verification, I carefully opened my station again and proceeded to precisely remove the existing connection from the left side. Following this, I then securely connected the control wire, ensuring it was firmly in place and properly aligned for optimal functionality. To the left terminal for the boundary wire. The right boundary wire I have reconnected to the right terminal. Now I have a small circuit again. However, this time the circuit starts here in the middle, runs through the center of the lawn up to the intersection of the control wire and the boundary wire. From this point, the circuit continues again along the right boundary wire. Here too, the control indicator blinks blue. This means that on neither of the two of the small circuits does the signal get through. This is 100% proof that the control wire is damaged in the middle. But now the question is, how do I find the damaged spot on the control wire? The control wire runs down the center from the charging station and then curves. Then it lies in the middle of the lawn and runs underneath the walkway. From there, it continues through the center of the upper lawn. and under the other walkways. The cable goes all the way behind the blue house. Somewhere in this area, the control wire for the lawn robot is damaged. My problem now is that the damage isn't on the surface. I can't see where the cable is broken because I buried it about 10 centimeters deep in the ground. For this reason, today I'm going to use technology to help me and use a transmitter and a probe to locate the cable, to find the damaged cable in the ground. I'm using a transmitter. I specifically got one for this purpose. The device came in a stylish case that fits all the parts. The cable finder consists of two components. The first component is the signal generator. This device is powered on the back with a 9V block battery. The two robust alligator clips are securely connected to the charging station. One clip is carefully placed on the faulty control cable and the other serves as a reliable ground connection. With this specialized device, a precise signal, a distinct pulse, or a specific voltage is then meticulously sent into the electrical circuit. With the second essential device, this particular one, here with the probe at the end of the cable, I can then trace the signal. This works as follows. I hold the probe over the faulty cable in the ground. When current is flowing through the robot cable, that is to say, when electrical voltage is actively present, I distinctly hear a clear signal tone. As soon as I no longer perceive the signal tone, then I've reached the spot where the cable is damaged. That means it's time to dig. I now take my transmitter to the charging station and will connect the power supply there. After that, I'll use my dowsing rod to search for the broken cable. I connect the signal generator to the back of my charging station. I remove the side boundary wires. I'm only interested in the control cable. Now I need to establish electrical contact with the red wire on the control cable. I could attach the clamp somewhere on the stripped cable, or I just attach the clamp a little further down at the connection of the charging station. As long as the electrical contact is established, it will work. The black wire needs to be grounded. For this, a regular old screwdriver stuck into the ground is sufficient. The soil should be somewhat moist so that the current is conducted better. Now at this very moment, the device is successfully switched on and fully operational. The receiver has an on-off switch and a volume control. I can also connect headphones if the ambient noise is too loud for me. This appears to be a light switch. Perhaps it is intended to help in seeing the cable more clearly within the dark soil. Do you hear that sound? That is a very clear and distinct signal. Here at this precise spot, where there is absolutely no cable present in the ground, there truly isn't much to hear or detect. Therefore, I will now proceed to use the specialized transmitter signal to meticulously trace the entire length of the cable. I believe you can observe it very clearly right here. The primary control cable is strategically located directly beneath the main probe. If I now proceed to walk straight ahead, the signal gradually gets noticeably weaker because there is no cable in this area anymore. If I go back, I am now receiving a clear signal from the main cable once again here. The primary control cable runs directly along this specific path. Here on the sidewalk, I can already clearly hear that the signal is definitely getting weaker. It's becoming noticeably quieter, almost fading away. And here the signal disappears. If I move the probe across the path here, I don't hear anything. But here there is still a signal. That means somewhere around this precise location, there must undoubtedly be the cable fault. I will carefully mark this exact spot with a visible indicator, and then, with great precision, I will proceed to meticulously remove the overlying turf and carefully search for the damaged cable that is causing the issue. I've successfully located the damaged cable and most likely also the primary cause of the extensive damage. Right next to the cable itself, there's a very active ant nest. The numerous little red ants are busily crawling all around this area and diligently eating away at the protective sealing compound from the crucial cable connectors, causing significant wear and tear. From the inside, I'll expose the cable a bit more carefully. Here I can already clearly see it. The electrical cable is significantly discolored and has completely burst open. Here it lies completely exposed without any insulation. How can something like this happen? Here is the ant nest. The cable from the lawnmower robot has simply disintegrated. Apparently, the ants really seem to like the specific aluminum material that the cable is actually made of. I've carefully found the exact damaged spot. The cable is now just a part of its protective sheath. Inside, the actual aluminum wire has practically dissolved into powdery residue. I strongly suspect that the ants damaged the green insulation and then water got to the aluminum, causing the cable to simply rust away. The thing is worthless now. But it's not all that bad. I've found the damaged spot and can repair the cable. I just need a bit of replacement cable. I need these special connectors and I need a pair of side cutters and some pliers. Before I show you how I repair the control cable, it's your turn. Do you like my video? Then please click the like button below. Click the subscribe button if you want to see more from me. Then you'll automatically get a notification with every new video. At this point, my note as well. All the materials I use for the repair, including the cable finder, can be found below the video in the description. Just click there and order it. Same price for you and a small commission for me and my channel. Thank you very much. And now let's continue with the repair of the robot cable. For the repair, I exposed the cable up to the points where it is still intact. At this spot, the cable is intact again. This is where I'll cut it. On the other side, there are still damages. I won't use this part anymore. Besides these connectors from 3M, which I have linked for you below the video, you can of course also connect the cable with a heat shrink tube. However, I find these cable connectors very practical and easy to use. I just have to insert the intact cable all the way in until it stops. Thanks to the green color of the cable, you can see that well. I also insert the replacement cable all the way in until it stops. Then, with a firm and steady grip, I carefully press down the adapter using the sturdy pliers, ensuring a secure and proper fit. Inside these connectors are metal contacts. These contacts are pressed onto the cables to create an electrical connection. The adapters are filled with silicone, or a type of grease. This keeps the connection waterproof. On this side, I'm already done. Now, I will carefully extend the replacement cable all the way to the other end of the existing cable, specifically to the precise point where the old damaged cable is no longer compromised. Here, I install the same type of connector. I cut the replacement cable a bit longer. In the basement, I found a small piece of empty conduit that I'm going to install as well. It's not much, and I don't even know if it will help. I use the exact same type of durable conduit to lay all the electrical cables securely under my various walkways. I'll place it here in the middle where the ants are. I hope that the animals won't chew on the cable anymore because of it. Now I will carefully install the second electrical connector right here. Now, at this crucial juncture, I simply need to carefully and firmly press down on it with the sturdy and appropriately sized pliers, ensuring a secure and effective grip to complete this essential step in the process. Now I'll test whether the repaired cable works again. For this, I'm using my test device again. It looks good. It's working here, and it's also working again behind the repaired spot. The control signal for the lawn robot seems to be back. I'll close up the hole in the ground and fill it with soil. After that, I still need to put the turf back in place and press it down a bit. Then the robot can do its test run. the cable is repaired. I've filled the hole with soil again and the turf is back on the ground. I'll smooth out the area a bit more with the garden roller. Then I'm done to see if everything is working now, or if there are still problems with the control cable elsewhere, I'll just run a test and let the robot drive over the control cable. It should now find its way into the garage. Yes, as you can see, it has found the loop signal. It recognizes the control cable that runs through the middle here. That didn't work at all earlier. However, he doesn't seem completely sure about it, does he? He drives over the repaired spot without any problems. And I'm quite confident that he'll certainly find the rest of the way to his garage as well without any issues. While the robot is making its way to the garage, I'd like to take this opportunity to ask for your support once again. If this video helped you, please click the like button below. That helps me and my channel grow. If you want to see more from me, then click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos. And if you're looking for the right parts and tools like the cable connectors or the cable detector, then check the description below the video. I've linked everything for you there. If you want to write to me, feel free to use the comment section. I'm always happy about any suggestions or even criticism. I still have a lot to learn myself and appreciate every tip I can get. Now I'll show you how the Gardena lawn robot parks itself in its garage, and then I'll say goodbye. Take care. I'm already looking forward to the next video with you.